Alright, we're going to install a Floyd Rose tremolo system on a guitar that we got to work on. And the hardest part in installing a Floyd Rose tremolo system is getting the stud mounts right. We've made a jig that helps you get the studs marked every time perfect. And we're going to show you how we made this jig. So we need to make one that is a 24 3/4 inch scale. So we're going to show you how we do it. So the first thing you need is a yardstick. That's what I use. You can find something else you might want to use, but we use the yardstick and just a regular tune-o-matic bridge. I take all the parts out of it. That bridge happens to line up exactly like the Floyd Rose. Whatever bridge you use, I would double check it and make sure, but so far everyone I've used does work. What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 1/4 inch bolts and we're going to cut the ends off and turn the ends into a point. I'll show you how we're going to do that, and then we're going to glue it onto the yardstick, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. First thing you got to do is cut the head off. So we got to take the screws out. And you can use a hacksaw, but I got an easier way. Hopefully you can do it too. I don't recommend you cut your fingers off. You got to do it at a faster speed. So we're going to adjust the speed. So I'm going to hook this up. Okay, on this one we're going to be using a die grinder, and we're just going to sharpen the point. If you do your hand nice and steady, when you end up at the point, it should be centered plenty good enough for this project. There we go. One centered. We'll make the other one. So next, use a guitar that you know the tremolo is working good on. I use a paint stick as a block. So anyways, this guitar, I know the trim is good on it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect the tremolo and line up on the post holes. So we're going to take the trim out. Like that. So now, all you do is line up your yardstick right on the edge of the nut. Bring it over here. Pull out these posts. Line up your yardstick directly up against the nut. Center your yardstick with the ruler. And get your... I'm gonna glue mine down. I'm gonna use I got this stuff here. It's basically like 5-minute epoxy. I'm gonna use it, but 5-minute epoxy will work just fine for you. That stuff's made for granite. But anyways, I'm gonna use that stuff so when we put the glue in there, it gets up all in those cracks and corners and all that, and sticks in real good. So anyways, you want to get your posts in there, like that. Get it adjusted. Get it all the way in there where it lines up, right like that. We're going to double check everything like that. Make sure you're centered very good. Luckily on this one, the inlays happen to be the same width as the yardstick, so I can line it up right with that. And then I'm going to take my epoxy and I'm just going to glue it on right there. So this stuff mixes just like 5-minute epoxy. So we're going to mix our glue. We don't need a whole lot. Put some hardener in there. Yeah, like I said, this stuff was made for granite, so a little different. But it works. It's not as good, probably better.
How would people do this with
they mix it. 5-minute epoxy mixes exactly the same way. You just buy it with the two things and you mix it like that. Mix the same amounts together with the epoxy. Just mix it real good. Okay, I'm gonna throw this on there. Once again, before I put that on, I'm gonna make sure everything's centered. You line it up. Get your bridge in position. See, this moved on me. Get lined up. And get your glue in there. All lined up. There you go. Double check everything before it sets. And just leave it alone and let it dry. Okay, now the glue is dried. It's all in place. And later on, we're going to go ahead and clean this up. But what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and probably cut it right about here. We're going to add on. We didn't do this to the last one, but we're probably going to cut it right about there. We're going to drill a hole in there, and then on your piece that you're going to be cutting the cavity into, when you tape it and mark your center line, you can line it up to that hole. We're also going to put a center line on this, so you can line it up real good. We're going to go ahead and cut this right about here. Then we're going to go ahead and mark our center line on here. Let's see this. I'm going to mark one over here. Here we go with the pilot. We're going to go ahead and put one hole right here. Let's put something under here to balance it. There we go. Okay. And put one. Just to be safe, we'll put one. I'm going to put two of them. We'll put one right there. Alright, there we go. Alright, on our next video, we have to install a Floyd Rose tremolo system on this guitar, so we'll demonstrate how to use this, and we'll also show how we cut our cavity. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.